Across the globe, millions of children dream of learning, playing, and chasing a future full of promise. However, some of these children fight silent battles against pediatric rheumatological conditions, childhood arthritis, vasculitis, dermatomyositis, and lupus. Conditions few expect and even fewer understand. In Africa, the need is enormous. Research published in 2023 reveals that there are fewer than one pediatric rheumatologist for every 10 million people in Africa, just 0.08 specialists per million, compared to 4 per million in North America. For countless children, that shortage means years of pain, misdiagnosis, and stigma. Dr. Angela Migoa has dedicated her life to changing that, healing, teaching, and building a network of hope so that no child suffers in silence.
As it stands now, for a population of over 50 million, we have 2 pediatric rheumatologists. The recommended number would be between 100 and 160. So that goes to show you the gap in the healthcare workforce.
At 11, Patience Mutua's childhood slowed under the weight of swollen joints. Her joy faded due to the immense pain.
Miguu haikuwa na nguvu, alafu ilikuwa the legs were swelling on and off, alafu temperatures zilikuwa zinapanda sana na joints zilikuwa uchungu na kufura kwa joints.
Every step she takes is a quiet victory, proof that awareness can restore childhood.
Tulienda na zile results tulitoka nazo Machakos. So bila aliziona, kwanza alitupea dawa. Akakuja akakunya for 2 weeks. That was prednisolone, cataflam, za kumanage iyo pain.
Pamela Mwajuma and her husband faced uncertainty and the fear of not knowing what was ailing their newborn daughter.
When we got to the ward, and as I was trying to slip my fingers through her fingers, her palm, I noticed that 3 of her fingers on both hands were tight. So initially I thought vile kids just clutch their hands like this. So I thought that was the case, but that wasn't, because when I tried to stretch, she could stretch 2 of the fingers, but these were stuck inside.
After months of desperation, a medical program on TV mentioned childhood arthritis, and that moment changed their lives.
My mother-in-law, Eddie's mom, was watching KBC. And you know KBC has these programs, medical programs, they bring doctors on board. And so she saw a doctor talk about arthritis. And the next morning she called us and she was like, "Umeshawahi test mtoto arthritis?" Because the doctor was talking about arthritis in children. And I was just like, "Hey mom, do kids even get arthritis?" So my older sister, she swears by Aga Khan. She said, "You guys have to go to Aga Khan. The day you'll go to Aga Khan, let me know." So I said, "Okay, fine, there's no harm in it." So we went to Aga Khan, and that's when we met Dr. Angela.
In Kiambu, the Kathuremas watched their daughter lose energy and sight to a mysterious illness. But the family was determined to find a solution.
Well, the first time my child was having persistent fevers, which even if you give paracetamol, it doesn't wear out. The child was so fatigued, couldn't do anything. After some time, one night is like she slept in the morning, woke up in the morning, told me, "Mom, I can't see well." Yesterday was seeing, but today the child is like, I can't see well. So is that when I went to the hospital to look now for the doctor for specialized in eyes, but now couldn't tell because can see most of the kids, this one is not about eyes. And then I was admitted concerning the same because of the eyes couldn't see. Now even movement couldn't walk. So is that now after discharge is when I was told to see a rheumatologist. And then after some tests is when you notice that is more that not only fevers or they can't walk, is more of lupus, and it happened like, it was so gradual. We had to go even ICU because of that, and also but with the medicine given there, the monitoring, it was like developed. Could walk, but for a while we stayed in the hospital.
In Nakuru, 17-year-old Margaret Maina first showed signs of arthritis at 6.
It started like a joke because, you know, as a young baby girl, she would want to help the mother do her chores. I remember one time I was just doing my laundry outside here, and she came and she wanted to help me. But when she tried to kuinuka, I don't know how to say it in English, kuinuka, she just held her back like this, "Oh, ma'am, uchungu." And then the father was seated here, and I told him, this girl anasema anaumwa na mgongo. You know, we thought it was a joke, and we dismissed. Little did we know that that was the starting point of the problem that she had. So the next day, then we slept. The next day, she woke up crying. Then I went to her room. I found that her joints had swollen. Literally, especially the hands. They were very hot and swollen. Little did we know it was to be a big problem later.
Her pain was invisible to most, but her courage was unmistakable. Margaret's resilience mirrors the spirit of countless Kenyan children, brave, unseen, and unbroken.
Never give up. Just keep on pushing. Okay, at times you might feel like giving up. Also, one day felt like giving up. But through the emotional support I had from my family, it made me strive to know that life is more important.
To bridge the gap between knowledge and care, Dr. Migoa founded the Hope Arthritis Foundation in 2022.
The genesis of Hope Arthritis Foundation came up actually following some of the research work that we have done. From the point of view that because the diseases of rheumatology affect many systems, and therefore these families are always, moving from one doctor to another. Yeah, trying to deal with the different issues in different systems. So there's a lack of an integrated approach to the care of these children, a lack of a holistic approach to the care of these children. And then again, we realized that there's really no platform that is there with the agenda of empowering the guardians, empowering the parents, and families that are caring for these children. And so that's how Hope Arthritis Foundation was born.
From a small idea grew a movement, transforming lives across the continent. Over 40 healthcare workers and 80 parents have already been trained through workshops and online sessions. Each new learner becomes a link in a chain of healing. In 2019, African specialists came together to form the Pediatric Society for the African League Against Rheumatism, PAFLA. Through PAFLA, the specialists are uniting so that no child's pain goes unattended.
Most of patients that have what we call common pediatric rheumatic conditions are coming to us very, very late. And sometimes they come in with severe complications, So if patients that are coming with juvenile arthritis and they are not able to walk because they've been sick for 7-8 years, without getting treatment, with all these severe complications. And that has been really, really heartbreaking, particularly when you note that the diagnosis can be picked easily if you know what you're looking for.
We know that we have a few pediatric rheumatologists in Africa, and the very first thing we need to do to increase that workforce is to ensure that we keep raising awareness.
So we have a shortage, and there is something being done about it, both through the Association of the Pediatricians in Kenya, that's the Kenya Pediatric Association, and in conjunction with the government of Kenya. Something is being done, maybe need to improve so that we have a conducive environment that can enable more and more pediatricians to train, but yes, that is something.
At the Aga Khan University Hospital, a new fellowship in pediatric rheumatology is training the next generation of specialists. Each trainee will become a beacon of hope for thousands of children.
Fellowship of Rheumatology is one of the most needed fellowship in our country because we don't have many of our rheumatologists, mainly pediatric in our domain, and many children are suffering for the rheumatological disease. They don't have someone to do follow-up and even diagnosis of the disease. That's why I thought I can help in that field.
Dr. Migoa and her colleagues are also using the P-GALS screening tool, a simple assessment of gait, arms, legs, and spine to detect musculoskeletal problems early and save years of suffering.
So P-GALS is it's a screening tool. It's a screening tool that was actually developed by Professor Helen Foster, one of my PhD supervisors. And she came up with this tool because she realized in her context in the UK, many of the frontline health workers were not comfortable in examining children with problems in bones, joints, and the musculoskeletal system. And so she thought of, can we come up with some maneuvers that they can do within 2-3 minutes that will help them know that, yes, there's a problem here.
From Machakos to Nakuru, from Nairobi to Kiambu, hope is spreading. With every diagnosis, every trained specialist, and every smile restored, Africa is rewriting its story, one healed child at a time.
I think as a human race, we should be optimistic and promote the culture of hope. That amidst the turbulence we might be facing in different contexts, in different scenarios, we often say in pediatric rheumatology, we're in the business of hope. And this hope requires fostering authentic collaborations, where we align in vision and mission, and not to forget the great privilege we have to uphold the dignity of every human life that we serve.